Hi, Magwetu. So many of you have been asking, what's in the box? This box of cards that I keep talking about. So namhlanje, I'm going to show you exactly what's in the box. So this is the box that I'm talking about. iNkombandlela kamabhengwane. Woza mabhengwane. So if you get yourself this box, you'll see that inside there is a handy little guide on what you can expect to find here. So you can see ukuthi kunezipawulo, kunezimelana, kunobumnini, there's umenziwa concord and umenzi concord. There's also a whole lot of amabizo, there's a whole lot of izenzo, and we're going to look at some of those things today. So you'll see that in fact there are lots of little packs of things. So to begin with, what we've got is verbs. You have in here 3 packs, okay? So you've got all the irregular verbs. So that's azi, ti, and sho. Oh, they're all exploding everywhere. So azi, ti, and sho, they're in here. That's very important. Then you've got a whole bunch of the monosyllabic verbs, including ukufa, to die, but also ukuzwa, to feel. So you have 12 of those, so that's awesome. Then you've got a whole bunch of other verbs. In fact, you have 92 different verb stems, iziko, all contained in here. And you're probably wondering, why is it that they're written without the final A? The reason for that is because when I teach verbs and when you get this box, you will get my handy little chart that shows how uhlelo lwesenzo works, which is the verb conjugation. So you'll see, what I've done is I've arranged it into a single thing. You've got first position, does it happen? Then who does it? Ubani. Second position, nini, kanjani. Third position, to whom? To what? Fourth position is isenzo. Remember, they're in black. These ones are also in black. Then you've got imbambosi, the extensions. Isenzo, sikukoka kanjani. How does the verb change? And finally, you have ogunye, anything else. Now, that's a lot to take in. The nice thing is, I've already arranged everything for you. So what you've got is you've got a set of cards to do with the prefix and the infix. So position 1, you see the matchup here. So position 1, position 2, position 3, it's all in here. Then you've got every single one of the subject concords. You've got every single one of the object concords. You've also got all the is and bumbosi you ever need, all 6 of them, the common ones. And on all of that together, what that does is it allows you to make your own verbs. So you take one of these and you put it in here and you'd make your choices about subject, object, extension, all of that stuff. That's all awesome. So I'm going to put these to one side. So you can see we've got the parts of the verb that talk about tense and all those other things. You've got subject concords, you've got object concords, you have the verb itself, and you have the verbal extensions. So that's really cool. Now, this so far should already be selling you on why you need to get yourself a set of these cards. But if it hasn't yet, if you're not convinced for whatever reason that, you don't need all of this stuff, you don't need to know all of these verbs, you don't need to know how these concords work, I've also got everything you'll ever need to know about possessives. So possessives, we've got the important things like igama lakho, isibongo sami, all of that stuff, and it's color coded, it's all in pink. It's also always related to the little icons that I have for the noun classes, which is pretty awesome. Then you've got a set of adjectives and adjective concords. So if you look here, we've got the adjective and adjective concords here, And you'll notice that, for example, if you want to talk about an ugly person, umuntu omubi, you can use that, and you can change it to the plural, to another noun class. So imiti, emibi. You can talk about izinto ezibi. You can say ogubi, something that is bad or something that's ugly. Olubi, something like bad milk. Okay, but you'll notice that it's got a little purple line underneath it there. Okay, that's because I also have 32 common descriptive words that are not adjectives. So for example, the word for green or blue, luhlaza, or the word for 10, ishumi. So for example, if you were to say a green person, for whatever reason, umuntu o luhlaza, notice that you follow the purple underlining there and this thing here, umuntu o luhlaza, as opposed to when you were doing the adjectives themselves, where it's umuntu omdala. Okay, cool. So far, we've got a whole bunch of really cool things going on here. We've got all of the descriptive words. We've also got all of the concords, every single one. So I'm just making these neat here for you. And we haven't even got to the best bit yet. Okay. I'm just going to lay these out so you can see that what we've got is, in fact, so far, everything to do with verbs, everything to do with description or possession. And now, for the final awesomeness, we have a whole lot of nouns for each of the noun classes, and a secret thing that I'm going to explain in a moment. But if you look at the nouns, you'll notice that just like everything else that I've got here, everything is arranged according to the noun class. So, for example, you've got the human noun class. Okay. You've then got the simple solids. It's this one here. You've also got simple fluids. That one there. And you've got complex solids, which is that one there. Now, what do I mean by these? So I'll give you an example. There's Ubaba, and Ubaba's in this noun class because he is known, named, human, relatable, and a family member. Other words in here include ugogo, umkhulu, umkhwenyana, umfundi. So all of the humans are in here. Great. We move on to the next one. This is simple solids. The first one, confusingly, is umlilo. There's also umsamo. There's umkala. Okay. Now, these are simple solids. That's because they are known, simple, solid, static, or common. If we move to the third noun class, that is simple fluids. Okay. And in this, we've got the word for the sky, izulu. We've also got izigo, which is a fireplace. Izwi, which is a word. And what do we mean by simple fluid? We mean known, simple, fluid, static, or common, which is pretty awesome. We then get to complex solids. Okay, and complex solids, we've got the most complex of them all in here. Isintu, which is human culture. We've also got isisu, which is a stomach. Istolo, which is a borrowed word, meaning a shop or a store. Isfuba, meaning a chest. So, what do we mean when we say something is complex solid? We mean they are known, complex, solid, static, unique. These are just 4 of the 8 noun classes. These are the most common ones. And you have 16 examples from each of them in this pack, which is pretty cool. The same thing is true for the remaining 4 noun classes. So what we have here is seasonal, then we've also got complex fluids, we've got abstract or concepts, and we've got actions. The last thing in this pack, what are these? These here are formatives. They are the little bits and pieces of the language that help you to make other things. So, for example, if you wanted to say, it is my father, you put this in front of it. So you say, ngubaba. If you want to say, it is a fire, you say, ngumlilo. If you wanted to say, it is the sky, you can either say, Lizulu, or you can say Yizulu, which is great. You've also got other options. You can say, instead of Ngubaba, you could say Ubaba or Wumlilo. So these are what is called copulative formatives. And you've got 4 of them here. In addition to that, you've also got this guy. Anyone who's ever done any isiZulu at school will know that na is a headache, because it doesn't just mean and, it also means with, it also means having. And you'll notice that it has a star at the end of it. That causes headaches for everyone. Luckily, I have a way of coping with that, which is also included in this pack. And it is a handy vowel chart. You can see it here. And the vowel chart allows you to work out whether you need to coalesce, lumbanisa, you need to join the vowels, or whether you need to hlukanisa, separate the vowels. You'll notice that you've got a, e, I, o, u, but you've also got w and you've got y. The basic rule here is no 2 vowels can be next to each other. So you need to understand that isiZulu is difficult, but this from Mapengwane will help you. Cool. In addition to na, you also have nga. So for example, if I say ngobaba, which is nga plus u from ubaba, that means about my father or by means of my father. Same with ngomlilo, ngezulu, ngestolo. Okay. The last one is ga. Now, if we go back to the descriptive words, galuhlaza would mean greenly, which is not a very normal thing to say, but we can find a more usual one. Galubisi also won't work, Kaistupa won't work, but gabanzi would work. Okay, so gabanzi means widely. Okay. You could also say ganje, which is like this. So basically, bagwetu, all of this is meant to help you learn isiZulu. So this is what you get when you get the full pack of cards from Mapengwane. Remember that this is iNkombandlela kaMapengwane. Was a Mapengwane. So I hope that helps you to understand why it's important to get this set of cards. You'll notice that there's a lot of stuff that you can do yourself. What I find particularly useful is the fact that every single card is blank on the reverse, so you can use whatever language you speak at home to help you learn this language, isiZulu. And there's always more cards that are going to be coming, and I'm going to be making more things to help you in your journey of learning isiZulu. Siyabonga.